kind of put this out here because I've been feeling some real weird stuff, and I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this dude on YouTube, how he's this savior and all this stuff. Well, I'm gonna let you know something. This man, Gene Dill, was a friend of my brother's who was 18 when he got killed, 3 months after my mother did. And they were in high school together. My brother was in the band. He was on the football team. We walked, me and my brother, I was 4 years old. We walked up to the him on the football field, and he was sitting there, and that was in Compton in 1969. So how could he be 55 years old? Also, when I turned 18, I went by my older sister and father house because that's my mother's husband, her ex-husband, her first husband she ever had, and her last. I go over there and see him. He shows me pictures and shows me his son, my oldest brother, Fazil Montgomery, his draft card, which he got killed before his draft card got back to him because they had um what do you call that? Drafted him. So he never got to get to the military because he got killed right while he was in after he was getting ready, right after he got ready to graduate, in that time frame anyway, like a month after he graduated or something like that. They took him to a party. They had supposed to have a party for him at the beach right here at Cabrilla Beach in San Pedro, California. They went out there. They had a what do you call that? Truck, not a truck, but a camper out there. And in the camper, they had people going. My sister was there with them because my sister and brother, they're like a year apart. And they were all together. My sister said she went downstairs on to use the bathroom or something, and I don't know if they were on a boat. I believe they were on a boat. And when she went downstairs on the boat, she heard something, and when she came back up, my brother was gone. I don't know all the facts on who was there and all that stuff, but years later, I was about my sister them father was dying of cancer, and I was like 24. I went over to his house, and Gene Deal and his mother was there. And I had known his mother had been around my mother's ex-husband a while. So I didn't think nothing of it. But when I seen him, he kind of looked like he was like real druggy, like, and I'm like, what is going on? How are you here? And my brother then passed away, and you was his friend, and all this stuff. So after he got ready to pass, I ended up going and finding the police officer that I knew, that he knew. And I told him, I said, you know what? He had already told me, I said, when if anything happens to you, what should I do? Say, who should I go get to take your service weapon? He told me who. So I ended up going to the people and telling them, I said, he said when before he passed, for you to come over there and get his service weapon that he had been in the military, because in the service with, and as a police officer in St. Louis, Missouri, because that's where all four of my brothers and sisters were born. But they came out here when they was real little kids. And Gene Deal is not from St. Louis. He isn't. So I don't know where you guys got that information from, but he's not. My brother is from St. Louis, Missouri. His name is Fazil Montgomery Jr. And Fazil Montgomery Sr. is his father. And they both passed away. But I wanted you guys to know that my Gene Deal is nothing on my sister them side. They were just, his mother was friends with my older sisters and father, and that was it. Other than that, he not nothing to us. Also, I wanted to tell you, my brother's service member card for his draft, his father had in that room. We never seen it again. Also, I wanted to tell you, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I also talked to one of Tupac's relatives, and which was good because I love Tupac. I recorded Mary Had a Baby with Tupac in Compton and with Biggie and all that stuff. And the night that Biggie got shot, I was supposed to meet them up there, even though nobody told me that they were going up there. I think I heard it on the news or something like that, that Biggie was going to be performing at the museum. And so I, you know, knowing LA, I said, oh, you know what, maybe I'll go on up there. And they looked like they were trying to get me up there, but they wanted to make sure I was going to be there. So I told them, yeah, I'm going to come, even though I was thinking, I'm not going up there. Something don't feel right. I'm not going up there. So, but I told them I was coming. That's why it looks weird when they're filming. They're looking for somebody. They're looking for somebody while they're filming in that museum. They ain't looking to trying to see people dancing. They filming people trying to find somebody in there. And I caught on to that when I was looking at the video. I'm like, I just thought about it just earlier today, and I'm like, it don't look like they was looking for no they was filming dancing. They look like they was scouting out the site trying to find somebody. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys. So I talked to Tupac's hi Charlie and hi Imani. And so I talked to one of Tupac's relatives, and I went out one night and ran into them. Oh, Biggie's daughter. I ran into Biggie's daughter. Talked to Tupac's relatives and found out that the night Tupac got killed, his ring came up missing. Guess who got his ring and never gave it back? You guessed it. Dio had the ring. He never gave it back. They were calling him, trying to get this ring back. Which, the ring, even if it was a $100,000, whatever it was, ring, that it would be like worth $10,000 today, which is nothing. But the idea of them trying to contact him and to give it back, and what was he doing with it to start with? So I'm telling you guys don't know that guy like people really think he is just upgraded. I don't know how he became a police officer when he was still looking for a job. When I was started recording in Compton, I was 22. He must have been about 28, something like that, 30. And he didn't have a job. He was begging Suge Knight for a job then. So and that was in Compton. And I don't know if he was living there or not, but I know one thing I know he looking, but I know one thing, y'all, that man is not right. He is not right. He stole, and he the only person that would have been in there. Him and his mother was the only people that ever been in there besides my sisters and father and the other 3 kids, my brother and my 2 sisters. And he just lived all around. Maybe, and also my sister them used to go get him from the airport and bring him to her father's house, because he didn't have nowhere, nobody to help him out and stuff like that. So he always begged. And it also goes for that dude Keith D. He another one. He was around in Compton. He was abusive to women, and he would everybody thought he was like a boss and some kind of boss or whatever he thought he was. And I talked to some guys while I was trying to figure out what was going on, trying to double check to make sure dude did not have nothing to do with his best friend's death. What did you ask me? Do you think Tupac's still alive? You know what? I done met people. I done met guys. I done met a guy. 2 guys that look like Tupac. Okay. I met one, and he looks just like Tupac, but he don't act like that. He act like low key. Then I met another dude that they call Pac, but you just never know. It might be the same dude. I don't know. But this is in another state. So hopefully he is. But I wanted to tell you guys, so Keefy D, he the one rode around in that truck. What do you call that thing? That camper. He the one, since the 80s, he rode around in the camper. Because one day I dropped my sister off to pick up her granddaughter at a daycare center who's grown now. And I'm looking for her. She done went to the park and was sitting down with them. And I look up and there's this camper. And I'm like, you know why my sister came over here? Because that's the last time she seen my brother live. They was all in that camper. So I'm telling y'all, no, I think KD is out now. He out. Somebody got him out. But it's sad. It really is sad, y'all. And to keep thinking that these people are up to some good, and I believe they were after me. That's why I was like, I'm not recording nothing till they all in jail. And I ain't talking about Puff. I ain't talking about none of him. I'm talking about these older dudes. You know, if they still on the out, they still pushing to have something done, like start another September 11th. These people ain't no good. Yeah, Sean Diddy Combs is probably going down. It's a lot going on with him. I don't know. I was not going around anybody I knew years later. My father was a pilot. I knew years later that everything was going to be on the internet. And all my songs and everything I recorded and danced to went to Geffen, Interscope, and Motown. And for some reason, I don't know where my songs are, why they weren't making money. But Motown, I thought Motown was at least putting my songs in there. Come to find out, they got a whole nother person in the as a CEO. Ethiopia, Romania, whatever the name is. But I can't really pronounce it. But they had her in there, and Diddy and her were friends many years ago. And also the girl that just had a baby with Diddy, they were all friends. So I thought nothing about it, as far as them going to try to take and try to scoop or snatch money from me. Cause I was a law abiding artist. I started as a teenager. So I wanted to tell you guys that. I'm telling y'all, man, these people do not like to be talking about. They got some nerve to be trying to talk about anybody, you know but didn't you confess that he has something to do with it? Has something to do with what? Him taking the music out of the song, out of UMG? I didn't say he had nothing to do with it. I know he had something to do with it. But it wasn't the police that raided his house. It was Homeland Security. Now that's bad. Yeah, it is. Because when you trying to steal from these companies, what they were doing was they was taking songs from UMG, trying to put them in Sony. The people that were working doing the royalties and the record, somebody told me, they said everything that comes in to the royalty department, they're did manually. And they said that's the first, what did they say? That's the first step of when you go into Universal, that you do the manual, how many songs and things like that. And I was like, really? He said, yeah, it's just a simple thing. You don't have to, if you don't have any help, call me back and I'll make sure that they get it right. I said, oh, okay, so I wasn't worried about it. That was way in April 2023. And since then, all these people then got fired. All these artists, I mean the CEOs and all that, Bad Boy Records, all that, everybody's gone now. Out of Universal Music Group. So no, didn't he confess to having something to do with Tupac's death? No, he did not say nothing. Diddy did not say nothing about having to do nothing with no Tupac's death. I'm telling you, it was those dudes. Diddy did not. He probably went in with them, but he didn't do nothing as far as like hands on. They had hands on people doing that stuff to them people. And you're talking about people that were Diddy's security. If Gene Deal was Diddy's security, Diddy would not be here today. I guarantee you. He asked Suge Knight to be do security, and Suge Knight put him on to as a security guard. So, and he was taking pictures over there in Inglewood. One day they had a pool party back in the 80s. What's his name? Suge Knight and his daughter, his wife at the time, Sharitha. Um, they had a pool party, and right there on La Brea, and I can't remember the street, but they had a party there. My father asked me to go get my stepsister. He was like, go tell her something or something. I was like, oh Lord, where is she at? Go over there and see all these dudes at this pool party, all these women at the pool party. I wasn't having it. I had already recorded songs and stuff. I hadn't recorded songs with excuse me, with Suge Knight them yet. But I had recorded songs years before. I let my cousins them hold on to my songs for years. Then ask them, when you going to record the song so it can start making money? Because I knew that on the digital service providers, that's where my money was going to come from. And I hope he didn't have nothing to do with Kim Porter death. Yeah, they talking about Keefe D. They said that he said he did, and I'm shocked because that's the same dude that had something to do with my father's shooting. He shot my father when my father was taking the manager somewhere way back in the day. My father's gone home to heaven now, but my father was a pilot, and my father said he came up, drove up. He said next thing he saw all these dudes, Dre and all them, those KVD's whole little team up on the upstairs thing. He knew it was gonna be a problem. He said soon as the dude the manager of our apartment buildings was like 5'2", got out the car, dude picked up a machine gun and started shooting. And he said the dude with the one tooth in the front, that's what he thought about Keefe D. So when I seen Keefe D one day, it clicked in my head who he was talking about. I'm like, oh, this is the dude he was talking about. I hope he didn't have nothing to do with Kim Porter's death. Nah. But I wanted to tell you guys something else. So I was driving. I was driving and taking somebody somewhere, and somebody told me, they said, oh, they found a woman's body, and it was right there is it Sunset Boulevard? I think it was Hollywood Boulevard. On the side of the road, they said the woman was naked. A Caucasian woman. She was naked, and I don't know if she had drugs. She had to, like, she overdosed or something. But I don't know how many years ago before. I can't remember how many years ago they said that happened. And this was on La Brea and Florence. Right before you get to Florence, that yellow house right there by the post office. When I used to have that little post office right there at this little place, I think it was next to a car dealer or something. Yeah. Oh, right from the DMV. Right from the DMV up the street. That's where it was. Yeah, but and Suge Knight wasn't doing nothing. He was taking care of business all the time. He wasn't gang banging and doing all that stuff. He was helping them gangbangers get off the street. That's why he started that production and that label to start with, to help his people come up, and they just didn't know how to do it. They did not want to do it that way. They wanted to kill people. Keefe got a lot of tea and information on Diddy and Suge. No, they actually they was planning to take all of us out. They wanted to take everybody in Compton. Dre, you see his son was killed. Tupac, Biggie, we was all just clowning around out there, but we were making music. I was only out there 2 days. And then I think I was over to Easy House for 1 day. So about 3 days total I was out there in Compton. And so no, Diddy wasn't Biggie wasn't sacrificed. They planned on taking him out. I'm telling you, that video that shows that they were looking around all through the club like they were videoing. No, they was looking for somebody then. And even I know that. I could tell when somebody is actually like what do you call it? Observing, instead of actually filming. Yeah. So I want you guys to know that. Yeah, yeah, at like 47 years old, yeah, she caught some kind of pneumonia and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. And I remember her being in the office. She worked for Suge's company, and she was in the office for one day. I seen her that I went up there. He was like, "Can you come work in my company?" He was like, "Please." I was like, "I don't know." When I walked in there, was too many people, too many dudes in there. I'm like, I don't know. You know, that was on Wilshire years ago. What did it say? No, I don't think he had nothing to do with it, but he sure wasn't trying to keep him alive. Yeah. So I just wanted to get you guys fill that out about you guys. Wonder what the heck do they be talking about this man for? They act like he had no life before Diddy. He had no life. He was the one trying to get Cassie. He wanted Cassie to get into acting and singing. I think she was doing some modeling or something years before. But he was up on her, Jane Dill, like white on rice, trying to get this little girl to do all this stuff. Come to find out, she with Diddy. I'm like, what? You know, somebody stuck her in there because they wanted something done. And I'm telling you, it's a whole lot of mess when it comes to that. Diddy did not mess her face up. Mm-mm. I was right there when I told you we were all in Compton and Gene Deal was hanging around. Keefe D was coming by, driving by in a car with his nephew. And I told you that he was talking to uh what's his name? Gene Deal was talking to his baby mama, and he was saying, "What?" Oh no, he was talking to Cassie, and he said, "Hey, what happened?" Cassie said that a girl hit her uh in her mouth or something like that because she thought Gene Deal was paying too much time with her. And that's the same girl that's on the Get Money video. That's not Lil Kim. That's the same one. Gene Deal ended up getting her and putting her in a chair on the Get Money video. That's supposed to be my recording on there. He put her on there. They was just like trying to like push me out of the door, but how you gonna push me out the door? I wrote for every doggone artist that's billionaires today. Every last one of them. Of course, I'm trying to get my money too. But I wrote for every last one of them. But I was gonna clean up where I'm from. I ain't finna let you get away with taking out my family. I ain't gonna let you. So that's basically what happened there. All right, y'all. Y'all don't have no more questions. I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon. And don't forget to